So we'll start the session today by just a little recap of yesterday. The first thing we started was with the explanation of mantra. That mantra is made of two words, man and tra. Man means mind and tra means which frees. Trayate comes from the word trayate, jo tarta hai, the one which frees the mind. And then we went ahead that talking about yoga, the word yog means to link, to yoke, to add, to attach, to bind, meaning they are all synonyms. And we were talking about the thing that why have you come here? The goal of everyone was to get happiness. And that's what we are doing in life. Everyone does anything. He doesn't. Sometimes you ask children that what is your goal of life, and they'll say, I want to attain this, I want to attain this. Actually, they don't want to attain. They think by attaining that they'll be happy. So actually that's not the goal. That's the means to the goal. And that's what happens. When you take the means as the goal, then you've got problems. In life, goal never changes. Just like in a football field, does the goal change or it remains the same? But yes, your means change to reach the goal. But every time you put the ball inside the same goal, the goal posts don't change. In basketball, your basket does not keep changing after you put in a basket. So in the same way, the goal of life also is one. And it stays one throughout your life. Sometimes people think that when we are young, when we are children, our goal is different. When we become young, then it changes. When we come into teens, we change. The goal changes. When we become young, the goal again changes. When we come into the middle life, then again it changes. And in the old ages again changes. Sorry, no, it never changes. A child also is doing anything to get happiness. When you're in the teens, you're doing anything to get happiness. In the same way, when you're a youth, you're doing things to get happiness. So be very clear. The goal is one. And that goal is to be happy. So that we did. Yesterday we worked on that. And then we said that how does happiness come about? It is by knowledge. Ignorance gives suffering and knowledge gives happiness. But in the last 200 years, science has increased, knowledge has improved, has increased, but happiness has not. Life is more tense. There is more fears, more wars on personal level as well as national level. Everywhere there is fear psychosis. The people who think more can understand it better. So the problem was that this knowledge is just like big zeros till you don't have another number which gives value to these zeros. Zeros are numbers, they are important, but they are not important without another numerical number, and that we talked about was anything from 1 to 9. 1 is the least, 9 is the maximum. Now, next point which we raised was, what is that knowledge which is missing? Because number is completed by number. So this knowledge also has got to be completed by knowledge so that it starts giving you happiness. That means you start getting your goal. That is happiness. You reach that particular goal of life, and that is for everyone is the same, is happiness. So there is no strife in that actually. There is no fight in that. So we came about by talking about what is this knowledge. And this knowledge that we took up with the example, living body and dead body. If you give more importance to less important things, then you are in ignorance. So learn to give importance to the more important things in life. And living body, dead body, explained to you. Common is body. One has got life, other has got no life. So life makes the body importance, gives importance to the body. And this study of life is known as spirituality. The study of life is known as spirituality. And in spirituality actually, material is also included. Material knowledge does not include spirituality, but spirituality includes, because in number 9, 0 is included. But in 0, number 9 is not included. In 1, 0 is there. Right? In a $10 bill, $1 bill is included. $5 bill is also included. So in the same way, spirituality is 1 to 9. You have got different stages. But the 0 does not include 9. So in the same way, spiritual knowledge includes material knowledge. So if you have spiritual knowledge, I'll give you my personal example. That I came into this life of spiritualism. So I had joined the hotel industry, and then I came into this. I had only an experience of about 8 or 9 months. Then I started studying Bhagavad Gita, and after 6 years I got married. So I thought that as a person who's got married, I should not depend on the temple. I should earn on my own. So I came out. So I told one of my friends, he said, what do you want to do? I said, I wanted to become the youngest general manager of a 5-star hotel in the world. He says, come on, you got experience of only 7-8 months. And that also as a management trainee in a 5-star hotel. Who's going to employ you? I said, just do one thing for me. Get me an appointment. If there's any post of a GM is vacant, just get me an appointment with the owner or the CEO of the company. He says, what will happen? Well, just leave it on me. Let him question me. Because actually when you come onto this level, the nitty-gritties don't give importance, that or you keep the fork on the left and the knife on the right. Then first your fish fork starts from the right, and it keeps coming in as your course comes in. So your knife starts from the outer edge and they start coming in. So these things are not important for a GM actually. GM is how do you manage the whole hotel and how do you get it into a successful venture. So he got me an interview and I cleared the interview. So when I was only 30, I became a GM of a 5-star hotel. He said, how did you do it? When a person who knows Bhagavad Gita can manage any company in the world. Until today, I have given almost, I do not know on how many, up to number of corporates I have given lectures on tension management, stress management, and how to improve your productivity, all these things. How? By the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. I am giving you a practical example. That how a person of only 8 months of experience, can he become a general manager of a 5-star hotel? Managing 1,500 people? And would a businessman give the keys to his hotel to such a person? Yes, if you have the knowledge. So spiritual knowledge is the practical experience which I am telling you about myself. So spiritual knowledge includes everything. So then we went ahead, and today, after giving you the importance that I told you about Bhagavad Gita, that this spiritual knowledge is contained in the Bhagavad Gita. There are books of all knowledge. So spiritual knowledge, Bhagavad Gita is one of the books. A very important book, because the spiritual knowledge in Vedas, there is material knowledge plus spiritual knowledge. Because Vedas mean knowledge, and it goes all knowledge. Try to understand there are 3 parts of the Vedas: Karma Kanda, Gyan Kanda, and Upasana Kanda. Greater than Karma Kanda is Gyan Kanda, and greater than Gyan Kanda is Upasana Kanda. And Lord Shiva tells Parvati, of the Upasana, the highest Upasana is of Vaishnavas. Vishnu and Vishnu Bhaktas, that is the highest, he says. So there are different levels. Karma Kanda is not equal to Upasana Kanda. So Karma Kanda is more on materialistic level. Gyan Kanda is like understanding the symptoms of the Supreme. And Upasana Kanda is understanding the Supreme. Initially you understand the symptoms, and then you understand the cause of the symptoms. Cause and effect. As I gave you an example yesterday. When you have fever, you can understand that I am sick. But why you are sick, who will understand? A doctor. Because he has taken that knowledge. So Vedas are huge, and 94% are lost. 6% are available. Now in 6% you can't understand what is. If I show you something of a huge thing with only 6% of it in front of you, you can't understand what it is, what the object is, right or wrong. You can't. That's why Krishna gave us Bhagavad Gita, so that you can have all the knowledge concised into 700 shlokas. And I told you yesterday, this is actually called, Vedas are called the cow, And Bhagavad Gita is called the milk. And the cow herd, the person who's milking is the Krishna, Lord Krishna himself, and the calf is Arjun. And when the calf hits the udder of the mother of the cow, then the cow gives milk. And this hitting of the udder is actually the questioning of Arjuna to Krishna. So till you also don't question, till you don't do an inquiry, you will not gain anything from this knowledge. Because knowledge, the first part of knowledge means what? Know. That means there should be an inquiry within you to know. If you don't have that, you don't want to know, how do you get knowledge? Because knowledge, the first part is know. Yes. You should be curious. But curious for what? Now it comes which knowledge? Because yesterday we talked about it. Ahar, nidra, bhai, maithunam cha. Eating, mating, sleeping and defending. For these four things the animal is also looking around for. These four things eating, the dog, luckily in the States you don't find those stray dogs as you find them in India. But he also looks out for his, when he feels hungry, he goes to his bowl and starts looking out for food. If he doesn't find anything, it goes to the master. Hey, come on, put the food in my plate. Hey, you servant. Huh? Put that food into my bowl, I'll eat it. So inquiry should be there. And all of you are inquiring. All of you. Not here, everywhere. But they do not know what to inquire. Animals are inquiring only about these four things, but human beings should inquire something higher because we got higher intelligence. Because if we are with our higher intelligence, we are inquiring those same things which a person of low intelligence is inquiring, then how can we say that we are of higher intelligence? So that's why the Vedanta Sutra, the first sutra says, Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Now, Atato means now, Brahma Jigyasa. Inquire about the spiritual, which you can do, which the animals cannot do. They can eat better. Actually, if you compare animals, they beat us in everything. How do you compare with the animals? Oh, he eats like an elephant. That means you compare with something which is greater, not with something which is smaller. So that means in eating they beat us, right? He's got the eyes of an eagle or a vulture. You can see from miles up. Huh? He's got the nose of a dog. He's cunning like a fox. Now see, if you think you're too smart, the fox has, we have been compared with a fox. The fox is more cunning than us. So intelligence, you think you're smart? I'm sorry. You compare your cunningness with a fox. So they beat us everywhere. But only in one thing you can't beat us. Who am I? Where have I come from? What is this creation for? What will happen? What is life? What is birth? What is death? Otherwise, all our knowledge which we take is only for eating, mating, sleeping and defending.